Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to borrow over $21 billion from external sources to support the country's 2025 budget, a senior lawmaker confirms late Tuesday. The borrowing plan submitted by Tinubu in May is aimed at bridging budget deficit and funding key infrastructure and development projects. Lawmakers say the loan will come from multilateral and bilateral lenders, including the World Bank and the African Development Bank. Senate President described the move as necessary to move pressing national needs, but critics warn the rise in debt could further strain the economy.
Hello, my people. The African largest economy on paper, I must highlight it, is on paper Nigeria. They cannot stop living by borrowing. You know what I mean? They just, as you see in that short clip, that they're about to borrow $21 billion to finance the budget. And they give a lot of reasons why they're borrowing this money. You know what I mean? They say they want to finance infrastructures, transport, hospital, and other stuff. They may create jobs, you know what I mean? But these people that are giving Nigeria this money, they know that this money will not end up there, because Nigeria, there's no doubt about it, is plagued by corruption at the topmost level. I mean, I don't know of any African country that you can rank corruption that will come closer to Nigeria. And they are the most populous country, a black country. You know what I mean? And but it's just corruption is so rife in that country. And the stuff I want to mention about this loan is that sometimes these people, these foreign agents, they give Africa a loan, at the same time they control the government there. So that's the reason why they are giving this loan. But they're not only controlling the government, they're not using it so that they can have some say in government. They know they're giving this money, and this money is going to end up coming back to the West. You know what I mean? Because let's take, for instance, this. Let's look at the transport system, which means they want to use this loan to maybe create new roads or highways or maintain the old one. So, which means like they can budget like $5 billion to this project. I'm just going to concentrate on roads, for instance, or transport, for instance. And most of the countries, most of the companies in Nigeria, operating in Nigeria, are foreign countries, foreign companies. They are owned by the West or an American. You know what I mean? The owner of these companies, they're gonna get paid for this job. It's not gonna be from locally. It's not gonna come from Nigeria. It's somebody from the West. They're gonna get this road project money and bring it and take it back to where it came from. And this is reality. You know what I mean? And when you look at even the health sector they're talking about, they're going to build hospital. You know what I mean? It's still going to benefit the West. You know what I mean? All the medicine you're going to use there, most of them is going to come from the West. So this money is going to go there. But I don't think even the money is going to go to the hospital, because recently the former president of Nigeria died in London. He died, and he had the opportunity to build hospitals, good hospital in Nigeria, but he didn't. So he thought that when it comes to abroad, if he has a mosquito bite and it turns to malaria, he can just fly and come to London because he has the means. But most people in Nigeria don't have the means to do the same thing. So why not, when he was in charge, build a good hospital? And even that money used to fly and spend a lot of money. You can employ even somebody from the West to come and work as a doctor. Where the person, why can't he come and work for you? And even when you come to London for treatment, you're gonna find out that the people that's gonna treat you there, the medical doctors there, they're either from India or from Africa. The same thing with the nurses that are gonna treat you there. So, but these African doctors, they wouldn't have been working in London. It's not they can work in their homeland, in Nigeria, and make some, if you put good infrastructure and pay them well, they won't leave. And the people that are living the top brains we have in Africa. So that's the problem we have with this borrowing of money and shifting the payment. You know what I mean? Because it's the generation that is coming is going to pay that. These people, this position doesn't care. That's why they shouldn't be giving them this money, But they will give because they know that anywhere it goes, anywhere it swings, it's going to come back to them. If we give them the money, they use it, they're going to use it on their companies there in Nigeria. It's going to come back in one way or the other. If they're going to borrow this money and just spend everything in Nigeria, like use Nigerian companies, make sure that the money stays in Nigeria, that would be good. But it's not going to stay there. That's the problem we have in Africa. Even some of them that's going to embezzle some of this money, they're going to keep it in Nigeria. They're going to bring it in abroad as well to buy houses. So it's a tragedy, you know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.